to the Crafty Corner. Go grab your craft supplies and come make something with me. Today we are continuing our theme about Color My World, our summer reading program. So what better way to color your room or a part of your house than making a colorful windsock? There are so many colors on this thing, and it can blow in the wind if you've got like a sunroom or something where it wouldn't get wet. But this is a pretty easy craft, and I'll show you how to do it. Come on down to the library and you are going to get lots of colors. You've got ribbons in different colors, you have strips of paper in different colors, you have some stars in red, white, and blue, and you have a dark blue background. So what we're going to do is you're going to need a hole punch for this. You are going to need your white glue. And you're going to need a little patience because it's going to take some time when we get it all on the paper, when we roll it up, and we have to kind of stick it together. It will take a little patience to hold the project together at the end. Okay, so first thing you have is your paper, and you're laying it down hot dog style. Okay, so that's long. You're looking at the long edges. And you're going to take your strips of paper and lay them across however you want. You can put them all together. You can spread them out. Just keep in mind that one section, the short edge, is going to be the bottom where the ribbon is going to hang off. The other edge is going to be where you hole punch it and hang the little hanger, the yarn. So try to stay away maybe from about the 1 inch off of each side, the top and the bottom. So I'm just going to spread mine out just like this. I am going to go ahead and take my white glue and I'm going to scribble. The reason I'm using white glue instead of glue stick is because we're going to roll this paper to create the windsock. And just using glue stick, I have a feeling the strips of paper will pop off. So using the white glue, it should stick for good. All right, so did you see I've scribbled? By now you guys should know we scribble the glue on. We don't make big glomps of glue. And your strips of paper should fit perfectly on the short edge of this construction paper. And I'm just dotting the glue on here, making sure I get the edges and the ends so that it lays flat. I'm turning it over. Now, I tried hard to try to find a book that would go along with my windsock today at the library, and I couldn't find anything that had a picture of a windsock on the cover or anything that used it as the topic. And so I picked out a couple other art books. If you have some time this summer and you want to be crafty, we have a huge section of craft books. This one is just 10-minute projects, so it wouldn't take long, just like my Crafty Corner. You can make up a project in less than 10 minutes. Do something fun to do this summer. All right, your stars, once you have that on, you're going to want to put your stars down, and I'm saying that this is my bottom edge and this is going to be my top edge. And so I'm going to go ahead and glue, and also don't put it right on the edge, boys and girls, don't put it on either end, because when we roll the paper, that's not going to be good for the star to try to be rolled up like that. So stick it in the center here. So I'm going to glue that one there. I mean, you can put them anywhere you want. I'm sort of just putting them near the edge. Red, white, and blue. All the beautiful colors. You can put it wherever you want. Okay, then once our stars are glued down, you're going to turn your paper over. Be very careful that you're turning it over exactly so that you know that this is still the bottom. Then we are going to lay our ribbon down. And I've got a whole bunch of beautiful ribbons. And this is what makes it so pretty when the air, like even if you have a fan circulating in your room or an air conditioner, you can put it in front of that and it will make it spin and turn around. So we've got all these beautiful ribbons. And we're just going to make a nice line of glue and glue about 1 inch of it. If you really want to make sure that they stay stuck, maybe use a little bit of tape to glue the ribbon, to adhere the ribbon to the paper. But I didn't have any problem with mine by just doing the glue. As long as you have about 1 inch of it glued on there, it should stick pretty well. And again, try to stay away from the very, very edges because we are going to roll this here in just a minute. Okay, so I need one more glue strip. Lay that ribbon down. And at this point, you may want to step away for a few minutes and making sure everything dries. But I'm going to go ahead and show you how to roll this thing. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to roll the paper and glue it together. So I'm just going to roll it a little bit like this, and I'm going to stick a lot of glue here. This is where I'm sort of scribbling back and forth, but I'm making a nice thick line. I might even go back and make it extra thick here. But again, don't just make big globs, you do want a line. Then I'm going to take this edge here. Now we're going to try to match it up, and we're going to press. Now where it's really hard to press is in the center here. You can grab the ends like this and hold it tight until it sticks. And then you're going to have to work your way in. This is where it takes some patience. Okay, I can tell that the ends are already starting to stick, and boys and girls, you got little hands, you might be able to reach down in there. My hand isn't going to go all the way in. But you don't want to crease this. You want to make sure that it stays rolly. Okay, we want to make sure that we have our tube for our windsock so the air can flow up inside there and then spin around. Okay, so I'm almost done. I can maybe even turn it over and press a little bit. If I had a ruler, I could push the ruler down through on that seam. See, this part right here is where it's tough. I know you can do it. You can make a beautiful windsock. Now, well, there's a lot of glue on here right now, and so it's sort of a little flimsy. You got to be careful that you don't tear it when you have that much glue. And then I would suggest that you just leave it set somewhere for an hour or so before you hang it up. Okay, so it will eventually stick, boys and girls. I just have to trust me on that. So I've got my windsock, and do you see what happened? Two of my colors have come off. So I am going to re-glue them. I don't know why that happened. Probably as I started to roll, so maybe it would be a good idea, like I said, to either let it set for a little bit or tape it down. Because as we roll it, things do get moved around a little bit. All right, so once you have all of that, once it's dry and you know that it's all stuck together, you want to come to the top. Let me go ahead and put a hole punch right here and a hole punch right across the way from it. And then you're going to just take your yarn and you're going to thread it through. Oops, it caught on my hand because I'm all gluey and sticky. So you might need a wipe nearby so that you can dry your hand off. I'm going to pull it through this one over here. And it looks like I have a lot of glue, a lot of string here. I don't need this much. So I'm going to make a knot about halfway down, and then I can just trim off the extra. So however, depending on where you're hanging it, maybe you're going to decide on how long you need. So that's our windsock today. And look again, this one has already come off again, but it will stick when you have time. So come make this beautiful windsock, all the beautiful colors of our world for our summer reading program. And again, come on down, sign up for summer reading. Thank you so much for watching the Crafty Corner, and I will see you again next week for another craft. Bye now.